Picture this. You're standing just off stage, or maybe you're at the front of a crowded conference room, gearing up to give a massive presentation. Or, hey, maybe you're just out walking under the absolute unforgiving blaze of a midday summer sun. And then, without any warning at all, you feel it. Tiny beads of moisture forming on your forehead. Your palms suddenly get completely damp, and you can literally feel the back of your shirt soaking through. It's one of the most raw, undeniable, and vibrant responses the human body has. And yet, let's be honest, it can feel so incredibly uncomfortable. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to completely reframe this visceral discomfort. We're not going to look at it as some sort of aesthetic nuisance or social inconvenience anymore, but as something profoundly necessary. We routinely look at sweat with this heavy sense of embarrassment. We treat it like a direct sign of weakness or insecurity. But today, we're going to uncover the sacred evolutionary code of protection that's actually hidden right behind those simple drops of water.
When you're in that moment, looking at those falling drops, it is so incredibly easy to feel deeply self-conscious. You're probably standing there silently asking yourself this deeply personal question. Why is my body so overly sensitive? Why does it overreact so easily? And that question right there taps into this silent, universal frustration. It's that feeling where your mind might only be experiencing just a tiny, fleeting bit of anxiety, but your skin is pouring like a waterfall. It feels like a betrayal, doesn't it? Like your body is broadcasting your internal state to the entire world. But what if I told you that this so-called overreaction is actually an absolute masterpiece of biological design?
Okay, let's dive into this. To really understand what's going on, we have to take a hard look at our sanitized, modern world. We spend our lives bouncing between perfectly air-conditioned bubbles, armed to the teeth with heavy chemical antiperspirants, desperately trying to maintain this pristine, completely unbothered exterior. It's almost as if sweating has become a crime against professionalism. We want to project this flawless illusion that we are entirely unflappable, that nothing gets to us. But by doing this, we're actually rejecting the primal, ancient reactions of our very own physical form. We're fighting our own biology. Which brings us to a highly restrictive, incredibly common modern phenomenon. We can call it socially induced somatic suppression. Basically, this is the act of forcing your physical body to remain artificially dry, even when you are internally navigating severe emotional stress, just to meet some arbitrary societal standard of calm. But here's the thing. When we strip away that artificial judgment and just observe our nervous system with a little bit of profound existential compassion, we realize something huge. Denying this physical release is ultimately an act of denying our body's natural wisdom. Sweat, my friends, has never been a biological failure. Now, I really need to warn you about the hidden costs of this suppression, because they are massive. When you force your body to stay perfectly dry during periods of severe stress, you aren't actually eliminating the stress. Actually, scratch that, it's worse. You are actively trapping toxic hormonal residues inside your system. By blocking the body's natural physical exit route, this suppressed energy has nowhere to go, and that leads directly to physical and emotional burnout. It causes chronic restlessness, deep-seated anxiety, and it forces your ego to clamp down. It aggressively suppresses the raw, undeniable emotional truths of what you are actually experiencing in that exact moment. So when you think about it from that angle, nervous sweating, those sudden, intense, cold sweats, operates as this profound psychological metonymy. It's a physical representation of something much deeper. It reflects the suffocating, unexpressed fire of the inner child who is essentially being forced by the ego to suppress all these raw emotional truths just to meet artificial societal standards. Your inner child is feeling the absolute heat of the moment, the fear, the intense pressure. And while your conscious mind is desperately trying to play it cool, your body is screaming for a release. It is a desperate physical effort to let that trapped fire out. And the science of what is actually happening right under your skin, it is truly beautiful. From a cognitive neuroscience perspective, sweating is orchestrated by two distinct, incredible systems. On one side, you've got the hypothalamus. Think of it as the supreme thermal commander of your brain. When you get hot from the summer sun or a heavy workout, it gracefully fires signals to millions of eccrine sweat glands to evaporate water and bring you back to a safe, comfortable temperature equilibrium. But on the other side, we have the sympathetic nervous system. This is your biological protector. When you face psychological fear, high stress, or emotional panic, this system fiercely triggers the apocrine glands, which are clustered primarily in your palms and underarms. This brilliantly illustrates a crucial fundamental point. Those emotional droplets forming on your palms and underarms, they're not there to humiliate you. No way. They are an ancient, brilliant evolutionary mechanism. Originally, hundreds of thousands of years ago, this very specific type of moisture was designed to increase tactile grip for primates who are literally climbing trees to escape danger. It instantly prepares the physical body for absolute survival. So, the next time your palms get super sweaty before a big moment, just realize that your ancient biology is simply trying to help you hold on tight and survive the climb. Even if, the danger today is just a PowerPoint presentation instead of a hungry saber-toothed tiger.
This intimate, undeniable bond between your complex emotions and the moisture on your skin is profoundly illuminated by clinical trauma research. Specifically, the groundbreaking insights of Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. His incredible work proves that when you carry chronic anxiety or suppressed trauma, your nervous system essentially remains in a state of constant, low-grade overload. So a sudden burst of cold sweat, that is actually a desperate physical effort by the body to achieve emotional detoxification. The body truly keeps the score, and it uses water, literal physical fluid, to wash away the heavy, toxic burdens that your overloaded mind simply cannot process on its own.
The absolute key takeaway here is this: your body is never betraying you during a panic attack or a high-stress event. Rather, it is directly and actively flushing out excess stress hormones. We're talking about cortisol and adrenaline. It is literally purging the chemical buildup of fear from your bloodstream. By releasing this fluid, your biology is forcing your overloaded nervous system to physically cool down, to hit the brakes, and to find equilibrium again. It's achieving a deep emotional detoxification. When you really understand it, it's a sacred act of purification.
To really intuitively grasp this, I want you to imagine your entire physical body as a grand, magnificent, yet heavily pressurized steam engine, just roaring down the tracks of life. Inside this magnificent engine, the furnace is constantly, relentlessly being stoked by the pressures of work, modern expectations, existential fears, and the heavy weight of daily anxieties. All of this relentless fuel causes internal pressure to build up to incredibly dangerous, volatile levels within your system. And in this vivid metaphor, the physical act of sweating is the automatic safety valve on that roaring engine.
Every single time that safety valve pops open, releasing hot steam and liquid to the outside world, I want you to remember this one thing. It is not a sign that your engine is broken. It is a sign of the absolute fierce loyalty of your biological protector. That falling sweat is living, tangible proof that your body is awake, that it's fighting for you, and that it is loving you in the most fiercely protective way possible.
Understanding this sacred blueprint allows us to make a really profound paradigm shift. We move entirely from a space of physical embarrassment to a space of profound gratitude. Because let's face the honest truth here. This biological protector would absolutely rather have you look completely drenched and uncomfortable on the outside than risk letting your entire internal system explode and collapse from overheating. It prioritizes your actual survival and your internal sanity over your pristine social image, every single time.
So how do we honor this protector in our daily lives? Well, true healing begins the moment we stop resenting our biology and start actively working in harmony with it. I want to introduce you to a highly practical 3-step mindfulness process that you can use the very next time a flare-up of anxious sweating or nervous tension hits you. We call it the fluid alchemy, somatic liberation ritual. It involves intentionally anchoring your energy, consciously breathing to actively step down your sympathetic nervous system, and finally, asking a sovereign question to let all that tension go. Let's walk through exactly how this works.
Here is how you apply this ritual in the heat of the moment. The very next time you feel that nervous sweat starting to pour out, do not try to fight it. Don't freeze up. Instead, just pause. Draw your awareness heavily down into your sacral chakra, right below your navel, and into your heart chakra to anchor your fluid energy. Completely, radically accept your body's natural release. Then, inhale deeply through your nose to invite a physical sense of cooling into your core, and exhale slowly through an extended, open mouth. As you do this, I want you to literally visualize that conscious breath actively cooling your bloodstream and signaling your fired-up nervous system to finally stand down.
Now, as you anchor your energy and continue to breathe, paint a beautiful, emotional picture in your mind's eye. Visualize your sweat transforming into streams of pure, shimmering silver light. See it gently carrying away all of those emotional toxins, all that trapped cortisol, all that excess adrenaline, washing right out of you. By wrapping this physical experience in pure mindfulness, you completely transform what modern society calls a physical inconvenience into a personal sanctuary of purification. It becomes this quiet, powerful ritual of inner freedom and authentic soul rebirth, gently washing away the heavy shackles of fear.
Finally, as you breathe and visualize that silver light carrying the stress away, I want you to filter the entire experience through one sovereign question. Ask yourself, what fiery pressure or hidden fear is my body trying to wash away from me, and how can I help it let go gracefully? I want to leave that provocative question lingering with you today. The next time you feel the heat rise and the moisture form, don't panic. Just smile gently at your body. Thank it for working so incredibly hard to cool you down and keep you safe. Let's choose to honor every single flow of life within us and allow our bodies the profound grace to just let go.